Happy Thursday. Today, as you know, is a long day. I do not have Jared on, nor do I have Claudia with me, so I'm not going to be able to go into your systems and repair anything. So I want to say this to you, please. This being successful at building a revenue share organization is not about becoming a technology expert. Being successful in building a revenue share organization is becoming an expert in how to ask the right questions so you can ascertain whether you want somebody as part of your organization. So you can determine based on the strength of the questions that you're asking if the person that you're engaged with it warrants being in your database where you're going to spend time, effort, and resources trying to enhance or move that relationship forward. You do not need to be a technology expert. I am living proof of that. I am living proof of that. We will set up your entire system for you. The only thing you have to do is fill out a form and let us know in your A2P process when you get your phone number, so we can take you through that. But it's a simple and easy process. If you're having problems with the CRM, what's going to transpire is I want you to come on these calls. Well, you're on the call right now, but I will go through the CRM. I am not tech savvy. I'm someone who just learned how to copy and paste. I mean, Todd will tell you I'm constantly, Todd, where is this email? I can't find this email. I don't know. I am such a layman when it comes to technology. All you have to do is understand how to send out that 2 email video automation and how to input somebody into the system, use the calendar, take a note, and to create a task. Any questions on what I'm saying? I just covered a lot there. Oof, I didn't stop for 10 minutes. Any questions on what I conveyed thus far?
How do we go about the onboarding help? Because I did get in there and was poking around and stuff and sent the 2 video out to myself and the links were broken. So I don't know what I've done.
So what happened is we just created that new video. We sent it out intentionally. All right, guys, I'm going to be really straightforward here. We sent it out when we branded it. So we put a Tractify all over it so somebody can't personally brand. You already paid for the system. You're able to personally brand it. It's going to be in your CRM within the next few days. It may be there by the end of today, David. So the brand new video does not have a Tractify on it if you're already a customer. So what we're going to do is there's going to be 3 options. We're going to give a Tractify out to everybody. It's a great video. It's 10 minutes. It explains the model. They can have it free, but they're not going to be able to brand. We're going to have the next level where if somebody says, you know what, I don't want to Tractify, I don't need it, yada, yada, yada. I just want the video and I want to brand it. Our competitor, Agent Builder Pro, sells it for $19.99. You know who they are, David. Agent Builder Pro. Ours is going to be $12.99, and they don't even have Revenue Share 2.0. Brent Gove said yesterday the video is beyond spectacular. Glenn Sanford was on the mastermind call yesterday with us, and you'll love it. So somebody, if they don't want to join a Tractify and they just want to have the video with the ability to brand, they're going to pay $12.99. Because you're a part of a Tractify, Traction Flow, whatever we call ourselves, you already have the video. You have nothing to worry about, and you'll be able to brand it. It will come directly from you. Make sense?
It does. The Brent Gove video link was broken for me too. That's the thing that kind of gave me pause. I was like, well, this isn't because it's a new one.
Let's play it safe. Let's play it safe. Send an email to info@attractionflow.com. info@attractionflow.com. I am the last person you want to pose a technology question to because I'll get involved and I'll wind up screwing up the process. I will make sure I look at that each and every day to see who sent in a request, and they just give me a 1-pager so I know David reached out, has he been responded to, and is it taken care of? So simply go to info@attractionflow.com.
Eric, the video that's going to be Brandon, are you assisting with that? Or how do we get that branded?
I don't do that, Linda. That's outside of my area of expertise. So we have people that are working for the company. They're going to go into your system for you, and they're going to upload the video, and they test it to make sure that it's working.
Okay. And each of us will have it branded as we're as if we're presenting it, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
That's correct. So what will happen is you have a signature page in Go High Level. Now I want you to understand you have a signature page. So everything on that signature page, you know, Linda's name, Linda's email address, Linda's phone number, all of that's going to be on there with your picture. Now we're going to move away from Go High Level. So the system is going to become obsolete in January. You are going to be moved over to Attractify.
I have a question. So when I finished my signature after the call the last time, because I didn't have it completed, I put in my real estate number, but
No idea, Linda. No idea. It's not an error question. No idea. Not to be short, I just have no idea how to answer it. I have nothing to do. So I have done a wonderful job of really avoiding technology and playing to my strength. So when you ask me a question about technology, I have no indication. That would be a Jared and Claudia question when they're on here, or our tech team. And we have hired 3 or 4 people for Attractify. We're going to be able to go right into the help box and people will answer you instantly. But I have no idea. My entire system is set up for me. So I could basically point and click on 5 simple buttons and have my system work. But you need to, that's a question I want you, again, if you have a question on that, go right to info@attractionflow.com. And I promise you that they will answer it today.
I don't know for sure if it's a technology question. My question was going to be, help me understand. I know you have a good reason, but because a lot of people like local, when they call, they'll say, hey, Linda, because my number pops up, my name and number pops up. But with the number that was given to me, what is the purpose in having a number that no one will know?
When you are using a CRM, when you're using a CRM,
Okay.
it is impossible to use your own cell phone number through that.
Oh, okay.
And there's something called an A2P process, and it's a regulatory agency. And they
Okay.
have to approve you, but it's a number that we're given a list of numbers, or you're given a list of numbers that you have to select. And they give you a choice. It could be a number that is neighborhood friendly, meaning something close to where you reside or you work out of, or it could be a 1-800 or an 888 number. But if that's about as much as I know about that.
Okay, so the number that Jared gave me, which he just gave it to me, then that's the number. I'll ask him, like you said, but I think I'm almost wondering if I have to put that in my signature and take out my other real estate.
You don't.
Oh,
You don't.
take it out. Okay.
No,
it's
I would
mainly for
not
the
do anything. I would
text.
have the system, I would leave the system alone and
Okay.
allow it to be set up for you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I
Okay.
think you're doing a really good job, Leonard, in terms of really understanding the right questions to ask. What I'm going to say to all of you is, again, I have a 3,000 person organization, and I basically don't know how to copy and paste. Don't get caught up in the complexities of technology, if I could say that. Don't get caught up with the, let them set them. It's almost like it's a separate company, right? I own the company, but Attractify, but I let them handle all of the tech stuff. I don't even participate in the meetings anymore. Somebody asked me a question this morning. I said, I have no idea. I'm not the person to ask. You know, I want you to try to channel your focus on really becoming good and inviting people to EXP by knowing the open-minded script, by knowing the rating script, and understanding the 8 objection handling tools. Someone gives you an objection, and instead of getting, you know, nervous and looking at like a deer in a headlight, I want you to go, I now know how to respond in a very comfortable, confident, and eloquent manner, so I don't get derailed. But, you know, I'm going to say this, and I hope I don't offend anybody. You know, you have so many realtors that have an expertise in like technology, right? They spend so much time telling us about the system. The reason we created the system the way it is because it works. It's work. We have a track record, a proven track record of allowing it to work. Now, yes, Attractify is going to make the system so much easier. It's basically one click of a button using AI and using automations. So when you are on a phone call in January, when we release Attractify, you know, AI will be listening to the conversation, helping you label whether that lead is hot, warm, or cold, sending out all of your follow-ups with them. If you ever put in your schedule that you have a conversation with them, you know, 2 days later, 30 minutes before they're going to receive a text. Your drip campaigns are all going to be taken care of. When you're now on the phone and someone gives you an objection, your phone is going to act like a teleprompter telling you how to respond to that objection.
That's so
That's what I
cool.
was gonna ask, if we were
Can-
still going to be 100% responsible, because that's where I can see I'm having a challenge, and it's just because I haven't engaged enough to be well versed with objections. And like you said, it's kind of, it's stumping me. But the biggest one I get is, I think I'm good where I'm at, but it's okay. I'm moving forward, but not at the.
So I
pace.
want to say this to you. It's important you hear this. So when you hear an objection, yes, your phone's going to act like a teleprompter. It's going to give you the exact verbiage.
Yeah.
But very often when we're reading something, somebody knows that you're reading it and you're
Yeah.
going to lose, what I would call, someone's perception of you of being authentic. You want to really, so I don't want to push this back on AI, but AI is going to help you. It's not going to do the job for you.
Yeah.
The more acclimated, Linda, you get in terms of isolating, handling, and overcoming these objections, the higher your conversion ratio is going to be. I mean, Laura and I, I'm Laura's sponsor, so Laura and I make calls for an hour a week. She could tell you, when I'm on a phone call, I am very well prepared. When somebody gives me an objection, it's almost robotic. It's not robotic because it doesn't sound robotic, but I am precise in terms of how I'm able to respond. That doesn't mean I'm any better or worse. It means that I've simply taken the time to internalize these 8 objections. So when someone gives it to me, I go, got it. No stress, no hassle, no worry. I get that warm and fuzzy feeling.
Yeah.
I hope that helps. And by the way, what's that objection that you hear very often?
Oh, I think I'm good.
Okay. So I think I'm good. I'm happy where I'm at. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and usually you come back with, well, what is not compelling about da 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 da.
No, watch. Watch how simple this is. I'm going to pull this up for you. Okay.
I printed out the
whole-
objections. Go ahead.
So the whole flow of traction flow, the whole system is going to be redesigned. All of the information, the way it's distributed right now is going to be completely different. But watch. So what I want you to do, Linda, is I want you to go into the system, right? You know that what's going to happen. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay. So you're going to go into the English version, right? You're going to click right here. And right now at the very bottom, again, this is all going to be reorganized and super, super easy to find and track everything. What's going to happen is if you're going to go right here into objection handling, and yes, what you're hearing is one of the most common objections. Number 1, right? I'm really happy where I'm at. Wouldn't you agree that most people feel the exact same way that you do? Or they would not stay with their current broker? Based on the fact that you're happy, can I assume you haven't spent any time researching what is being offered in the marketplace to assist you in taking your business to the next level? Could you be in any better position to compare and contrast what you're being provided at your current broker versus what EXP, the fastest growing organization of all time, has to offer? Aren't you in an enviable can't lose situation? Would you commit to watching 2 videos so you can further confirm that you're affiliated with the broker that best aligns with your career and income earning goals? Doesn't that make sense to do that so you can maximize your income earning potential? It's right there. What do you, when I take you through that objection handling, what do you take note of? Anybody, what is different about that objection handling? What am I doing when I'm responding? I'm doing it right now.
Asking
Aren't I?
questions.
I am, Mary Ellen. That's all I'm doing. I'm not talking at anybody, so I'm not going to make anybody mad at me. I want to engage people. I want to know who they are. I want to know what they're thinking. I want to know what they're feeling. And you can't do that if you're talking at, I want to engage with. But Mary Ellen hit the nail right on the head. All I'm doing is I'm asking questions. When you're objective handling, the goal, remember, is to help them navigate around whatever challenge or obstacle that they're facing. If you're talking at them, you now have created what I would call an adversarial relationship. It's not beneficial to you nor them. By asking questions, you're now trying to ascertain, right? If they're open-minded, are they open to help? how can you be of service, right? You're coming at it from a much different level. So what I want you all to think about is when you are contemplating making a statement, instead of making that statement and talking, simply use a tie down to take that statement and now make it a question. Does that make sense? What did I just do to you? I do it all day long. It's almost natural when I'm speaking with you, isn't it? I just did it again, didn't I? I'm probably going to do it for the next 12 hours, aren't I? Because it's become part of my personality, hasn't it? So when you make a statement, try to use a tie down, and you'll find even when your personal relationships, I mean, can we be really honest, right? Significant others. How many times when your significant other starts talking at you, do you go, oh, just stop talking at me already? It's normal. But if they were engaging you by making a point and then asking for your feedback, it would be much more digestible, wouldn't it? Treat your clients the same way. Every objection handling tool in here is just questions. All of them are questions. Really good question, Linda. Don't feel intimidated. Just work on this. And can I make this easy for you? You don't have to learn 8 objections overnight. Role play this. Have fun. Say to you're married, Linda. Hey, honey, can you do me a favor? I'm really trying to get this down. Can I work on this with you for 15 minutes a day for a week, one at a time? What's going to happen at the end of the week is you've now created a new tool in your toolkit. You've created a new tool for yourself that you're able to utilize. So when someone gives you an objection, you know, people say, Eric, are you good in real estate? Are you good in sales? I don't know. I mean, yes, I know. But I mean, I don't make that determination. What I've perfected, what I think I've done at a very high level is objection handling. I think this is what makes the difference between an amateur and a professional in sales. And I'll teach you a way to do that with objection handling. When someone gives you an objection, there's definitely that moment of uncomfortability, especially if you don't know how to respond. Don't get uncomfortable. I call this sitting in your own crap. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to say it. It's a little graphic. But you sit in your own poop and you think, if I was debating that person, right? If you or I was on a debating stage, how would I win the debate? What would I say to them? And I want you to formulate how you would respond, and then I want you to stop. So what I'm going to do, this would be my argument. But remember, we're not here to argue with our prospects, right? We're not looking to have a confrontational relationship. What I'm going to do is I'm going to formulate what my argument would be, and then what I'm going to do to make it now digestible so the person could hear me is I'm going to take whatever I formulated and I'm going to put that statement in the form of a question by using a tie down. I mean, I hear objections all the time that I've never heard before, and I stop. A moment of feeling uncomfortable, brief moment. Think, okay, Eric, think quickly, calmly. How, if I was debating that person, would I respond? Right? Something intelligently, something that I would win the debate. And then I think, but I don't want to debate them. I want to assist them. So instead of talking at, I then ask a question. So I'm now sharing with, hold on 1 second. It's my closest friend. Hold on 1 second. And I'm coming right back because I needed to talk to him. I need to call you tonight. I'm on a Zoom call. So be nice. Everybody could hear you. I will call you tonight after 5. Bye.
Have a wonderful day.
All right. That's Greg, everybody. Thank you. Bye. Anyway, does that make sense, Linda? Does that make sense, Laura? Mary Ellen? Does that make sense what I'm conveying? Yeah, but the better you get at this, I promise you'll take up your conversion ratio.
Yeah, total.
And what,
total sense.
Mary Ellen, I want to say to you, not everybody, I remember not that long ago, you and I called this woman, and I thought to myself, why are we investing so much time in the phone call?
Thank you for saying that.
Right? You don't have to bend over backwards. What you have to do, simply take the time to work with people who are open to having a better life, to getting lead flow so they could sell more, right? To getting lead flow so they could sell more properties, to having a cap in place so they can keep more of their commission. Watch what I'm doing. I'm going to lay down a feature and benefit. So they get, Laura, watch. They're going to get lead flow. Here we go. Benefit. So they can take up their sales volume, right? They're going to have a cap in place, feature, benefit, so they can keep more of their commission. They're working at a brokerage where they're going to receive equity or receive stock rewards when hitting simple production milestone. So they now can have a vested interest in the brokerage firm that they're aligned with. They're also going to be able to participate in revenue share. So they're going to have the good fortune of now being able to transform their income from being solely transactional to creating a passive and residual income stream. So they can get paid like a broker without having any of the financial or managerial responsibilities of being a broker. Is that not amazing?
Mm-hmm. It is.
You don't need to convince, right? You don't need to work that hard. And I'm going to say this again because I think it's worth repeating. If you were to spend 60 to 90 minutes a day, and I would venture to guess there's probably not one or two alphas that do that, spend 60 to 90 minutes a day picking on the phone and reaching out to your colleagues. If we could simply focus on this, not how many people you brought into your organization this month, because it doesn't make a difference, because you've already known when I attracted Laura Sampson to EXP, I knew a month or a month and a half before she committed to me, I knew that Laura was coming over. I'd already saw the direction of the relationship. So I didn't need to spend a lot of time patting myself on the back. What I want to convey to you is how you know if you've got a strong revenue share organization or real estate organization is the following: the number of qualified people that you put into your database. My goal is to put 3 qualified people into my database a day. That means 3 quality conversations where somebody says to me, yes, I'm open-minded, I am committed to watching the videos and having a follow-up call with you so we can ascertain if this platform aligns with the direction I want to take my business. If you put 3 people in your database a day and you work 5 days a week, that's 15 people in your database. At the end of a month, you'll have 60 people in your database. At the end of the year, you ready? You have 720 people in your database of people that are open-minded. You have a multiple $100,000 business. You then now have the decision, do I want to sell real estate anymore? So that's simple. That's simple. Am I good at this? I don't know. I have over 1,000 people in my database who indicated to me that they were open-minded. So I've got a vibrant business because I took the time to cultivate those relationships. Am I good, bad? I don't know.
Eric, what was the benefit to the stock, the feature? Is that you're going to receive? Yeah.
Stock, so you have equity or ownership in the brokerage firm that you're working at. You have now a retirement vehicle in place for you, giving you an extra stream of income.
Eric, you are pretty darn good at recruiting or talking with people and dealing with, just for numbers' sake, how many do you actually talk to get 3 people like you're saying? And you know, it's still a numbers game. If it takes you 10 to get 3, and it takes me 20 to get 3, the magic number is 3. So
Magic number is 3, but I don't want you to put this much pressure on yourself. I am very good at selling EXP. I have very limited skills, Eric. I mean, really limited. I don't know how to hang a picture. When my son was a little kid, I had toys stacked up against the wall from floor to ceiling that I didn't know how to put together. I mean, it's embarrassing to say, but it's honest. I'm very good at selling EXP. Yes, it's something that I've come comfortable with, like a duck does to water. Having said that, you don't need to be great at selling it. Most people aren't. All I want you to be great at is inviting people. Make a commitment. Make a commitment now that you will work in your business long enough and you will deprive yourself of having something until you have a commitment that one person every week will join my call either on Wednesday or Thursday. And then what happens is after you've done this successfully for 2 to 3 months, we're going to take up your goal. And instead of having one person a week, you're now going to have 2 people a week. But I don't want you to think, well, if it takes Eric 90 minutes, it may take me 3 hours. No, you could become as well-versed as I am at asking the open-minded question. And the more you ask it, the more you're going to be able to recite it. in 7, 8, 10. I could probably recite it in 50 different ways. Hey, Eric, would you be open-minded to exploring a brokerage platform that may allow you to keep more of your hard-earned commissions? And it maybe aligns with the long-term direction you'd like to take your real estate business by offering you multiple other streams of income, one of which, by the way, happens to be a passive income stream. Is this something you might find compelling? Would you be simply open-minded to exploring? Hi, Eric, would you be open-minded to exploring a brokerage platform that would provide you that all-important lead flow so you can absolutely skyrocket your business and also allow you to have multiple streams of income so you could have the opportunity to make more money and fend better for yourselves and your family financially? Is that something you'd find compelling? Would you be simply open to exploring with me? Eric, would you be open-minded to working with a real estate brokerage platform that allows you to have that all-important lead flow so you can absolutely skyrocket your business to the next level? And having a cap in place so you're in a position, Eric, to keep more of your hard-earned commissions while making available to you numerous other streams of income. So you are in a position to best fend for your family in the most financially in the most efficient way possible. You could say this 50 different ways. I could pitch. I did it very quickly, and I was starting to trip over my words, but you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely. One of the things I've noticed is just the fact, the way that you state those differently is you've done your research on the person and understand perhaps where they are based on what they've accomplished.
It comes back to 4 things. And this, I don't know why it's taken me 2 years to articulate this. Ron Rank, who's on this call a lot, said to me the other day, Eric, can you break those 4 things down? Here we go. I'm going to help you build your business right now. It comes back to 4 basic things. Why does somebody want to join EXP? 1, well, I'm going to give you 5 reasons, right? 5 of what I call my go-to opportunities in highlighting EXP. 1 is we've accumulated the top talent in the industry. We have the number 1 or number 2 top producing agent in more than 50% of the states. That's a feature. The benefit is you are surrounded by, and I'll post this, by the way, and I'll post this in Attractify, right? So number 1, you're surrounded by the top agents in the country. The benefit, they are pushing you. When you are surrounded by this level of talent, they are pushing you to be the best professional version of yourself. Number 1. Number 2 is you are at EXP, the company focuses a tremendous amount of time and resources on making sure that you are equipped with receiving leads. So you benefit, so you could skyrocket your business and do more production, right? Who knows the other ones? Who wants to role play this? I just gave you 2. Come on, the other 3 are simple, guys. Cap. You have a cap in place, ensuring that you are keeping more of what's rightfully yours, your hard-earned commissions. 4, having equity or ownership in the brokerage that you're working at when you hit simple production milestones, right? You now have ownership in the brokerage firm that you're working at and are providing an additional source of income stream and an extra layer of financial stability. And 5, revenue share. So you have the great fortune. Of being able to transform your business from being solely transactional to now creating a passive and residual income stream. So you can get paid like a broker without having any of the financial or managerial responsibilities of being a broker. Is that not amazing? And I come back to that always, it's crazy. It's almost in every conversation, I will come back to one of those. And you don't always have to, when you're talking to somebody, talk about revenue share. Somebody may say to you, I have no interest in ever talking about EXP to anybody else. Great. There are so many incredible aspects to EXP. Not everybody is cut out, nor do they want to talk to another agent about rev share. That's why it's important that you don't tell. It's important that you get acclimated with the open-minded script, so you're no longer telling, but you're in a position of asking. Make sense, sir?
Absolutely.
Don't tell, ask. And don't worry about selling EXP. Become great at inviting. Master the open-minded script. That's the most important script. I said it. Because if
It
you're
looks
not,
like-
go ahead,
I'm
sorry.
It looks like the open-minded script and digesting these objections are really, after you digest them, it's just a matter of picking up the phone and calling, and you're gonna get a higher response rate if you can. I don't think it's memorizing. I think it's like you say, internalizing the
Definitely.
objections. Because everybody's gonna need to hear it a little differently because the conversation's structured alone. The personality type, you have to answer differently too.
Exactly. Exactly. Remember, Eric, the most important thing when doing this is, yes, that open-minded script, but also mindset. You got to believe, you have to believe that not only do you want to build a revenue share organization and that you need to build a revenue share organization, but you got to believe that you're deserving of it. You've got to believe that you're deserving of it. It comes back to this. You must have a burning desire to build something like this. It has got to be in every part of where you think, I am absolutely focused and I am willing to do whatever to ensure that I build out that revenue share organization I want, because that passive and residual income stream is critical to me and my family, that I absolutely will not deter from that. Number two, you got to have faith. You have to believe that it's going to happen and that you're worthy of it. You must have that faith, because what you think will manifest itself. It will show up in your life. You have to believe it. Yes, I see 10,000 agents in my organization. I'm not at 10,000 agents right now, but I see that as clear as the day is long. You got to see it, and you have to believe that you're worthy. And number three, you have to follow a plan, and I'm giving you the plan. You just have to follow it. You don't have to get into Attraction Flow and watch 57 videos of me. If I had to watch 57 videos of myself, I would jump off my balcony. I'm being really honest with you. It would drive me nuts, right? You don't have to do that. I'm streamlining the process for you. Decide, what is your goal? And remember to aim high as it is low. Make a commitment to take action each and every week. Understand that nobody is bigger than EXP, that you are a servant leader. And when you pick up the phone or you engage another agent about the EXP opportunity, they are not doing you a favor. You are simply taking time out of your busy day to allow them the opportunity to compare and contrast what they're receiving from their existing brokerage partner versus what EXP has to offer, so they and they alone can determine if this model makes sense. And then approaching people with a high level of confidence by knowing how to ask the open-minded question and becoming acclimated with the 8 objection handling tools. It's as simple as that. Don't overcomplicate this. Please don't say to me, Eric, I haven't watched all 57 of your videos. Come on.
I have a question, Eric, if I might. I was talking with Tony. And he encouraged me to do something that is just, I don't know why I didn't think of it. Before I got in the real estate business, having a carpet cleaning business, I literally had over 1,000 realtors that I had their business cards from. And he said, go back through your cards. And, I started putting them all together, and now there's probably about 300 that I know are still active. I need to do the research on them, but I need to put them in the database, and I haven't started working on it yet. Is there someone I can get with that can help me understand how to set this up?
Sure. So I want to say something to you, because you touched off on something. You understand that you've, again, this is in the carpet cleaning business, you've got a significant opportunity here. Why? Because you took the time to identify 1,000 realtors. 300 of them are still in the business. Now, if you fostered a relationship with those 300 agents and drove those relationships deep, cemented the hell out of those relationships, and you had 300 realtors referring you business every time someone wanted to list their home or was moving from their home, let me ask you a question. Would you have a vibrant business?
Oh, yes.
Isn't
And
that the same thing what I'm telling you just right now?
Yeah.
If you had 700, let's extrapolate what I said before. If you had 720 agents as part of your database, that you knew based on the strength of the questions that you asked, that they were receptive, that they were EXP curious and receptive to join your organization, Eric, would you not have an easy time laying down at night, putting your head in your pillow, knowing that you've got a great and vibrant business?
Absolutely.
I don't wake up and think, oh God, I hope I have a good business. The fact that I have over 1,000 people in my database tells me I've got a good business. Am I good? I don't know. But is my business strong? Yes, you bet. I've got over 1,000 people in my database. So how I want to touch on this, I didn't finish the second point before. One, yeah, I said how I measure the strength of my business is predicated on two things. One, the fact that I have a strong database. The strength of your database will predicate how strong your business is, whether it's real estate production, whether it's rev share, whether it's carpet cleaning. The second item I look at is this: the fortune is in the follow-up. Nobody, and I mean nobody, that is in my database do I ever call after the calendar date. That calendar date will dictate when I'm supposed to follow up with that person. To me, it is a significant problem for me if I let people fall behind my follow-up date. It says that I'm not doing my job, I'm not taking my career seriously, that I'm running my business as a hobby. I'll follow up with Eric Flowers when it feels right to follow up. No, my calendar dictates to me when I have to follow up with Eric Flowers, right? And it has to become habitual, but it doesn't have to be hard, right? It doesn't have to be hard. You just have to make a commitment. If you work in revenue share for 90 minutes a day, you could build a multi-$100,000 organization. That I can promise you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're going to make $1 million in revenue share. Because I think that there's not a lot of Orlando Montiels out there. You know, I think that you could build a multiple $100,000 organization. I do believe that with all my heart, if you're willing to invest the time and the effort to do this. And I don't want you $47 and to waste your time. I want you to make a commitment, not to me, to you. $47 is not going to make me rich, but I want you to do it for you. I want you to be able to look in the mirror and go, you know, I can do this. I have the, again, I have the desire, I have the faith, and I have a path. I have a blueprint how to do it. It's really simple. It's Think and Grow Rich. It's Napoleon Hill.
That's right.
It's really simple.
What you
That's right.
focus on expands.
Say again, Laura?
What you focus on expands.
Definitely. Definitely.
That's Gary Killer.
Who's that? No, I'm kidding, Laura.
Okay.
Haven't sent me anything lately.
What else is coming up? What else is coming up for you guys?
Question, please.
Please.
First of all, I apologize for joining late. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
come on, you're busy, dude. I don't take any, I don't find any fault. No worries at all. I'm glad you're here.
So I just got on the platform, the attractionflow.com,
Mhm.
and I'm still unable to log in.
So what I want you to do is that shouldn't happen. I want you to reach out immediately. And who I want you to reach out to is info@attractionflow.com. They manage that. They look at that every hour on the hour. I know a lot of people will reach out to me directly. It's simply going to impede and take more time. So reach out to info@attraction, info@attraction, ATTRACTION, flow, FLOW.com. Someone monitors that all day and someone will get back to you, I promise.
Okay,
Promise. Typically by the end of the day. So again, I want to highlight a couple of things that I had talked about, because I know people did jump on early. So I want to highlight two things. One is due to EXPCon. I want to be present while I'm here. And there's going to be lots of meetings and I want to be entrenched with the company. So there will be no calls next week for Randy Bird or I. So the coaches, there will not be any calls next week. Number one. Number two, as you all know, we are changing the platform. We are moving from Attraction Flow and Attract Boss to Attractify. We'll be posting everything going forward, well, within the next day or two, in Attractify. Please go into Workplace and ask for access to it. So it's made available to you now. Go to Attractify, ATTRACTIFY, and ask for access to it. Going forward, that's how we will be communicating with you. You'll of course still be receiving the daily emails, but we'll be posting a lot of stuff in there.
The Attractify, the CRM itself is still January though, right?
It is, Ryan, and I'm here in Miami. I've been here for a long time. I spent the last 3 or 4 days with Claudio. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The system is just not a glitch from what I see. It's one click of a button. It's lights out good. I think you'll love the platform. I will say that. You'll love the look and feel. You'll love how easy it is. You'll love the whole structure, how to navigate through the site itself. It's going to be so much clearer and easier.
Will it have the ability for us to send out, like, say, custom emails to certain prospects?
Not as much customization, yes, but not as much customization as not as much customization as Go High Level, which is what Attraction Flow is built on. We want to take back some of those tools. It's almost too robust, Brian. We were talking about this a little earlier. Randy and I talked about this. We want to minimize like what an agent has to think and do in terms of attraction. We want them to pick up the phone and start communicating more. You're going to love the system, but it is not nearly as robust. And, we could have kept that. I mean, we spent close to $200,000 on the system out of pocket. We are in the hole significantly, but I believe long-term, this is going to pay for itself, obviously, over and over again. But the system is going to cost us about $200,000, right around there. It does not have the same robust nature as a Go High Level, and I'm thankful for that. I think what happens, Ryan, I know you're not one of these people, but there are some people that really believe that, sending out that magical email or that magical text is going to sway somebody. Folks, I want you to hear this. People are buying you. People are buying you if they like you, if they trust you, and they deem you as being competent or responsive to their needs. They'll join your organization. Focus on the relationship. I promise you, you're going to love the system, but it has been made simple. The whole thing is automated, Ryan. Click of a button, AI listening, helping you determine if the lead is hot, warm, and cold. Your phone now acts as a teleprompter, how to respond in objection handling. It's simple and easy, helping you communicate in the most effective manner possible.
Yeah, and the reason why I bring it up is because I enjoy the calls. The calls are great. You sift through the no's, you get to that person who's receptive, and then you have that conversation with them and you get their information, then you send them the emails with the videos on it. And then I guess a challenging part since then is, okay, getting to that follow-up. Some of them are receptive, some of them are not available. And so what I guess I'm thinking ahead is okay, it's going to turn into like kind of a drip campaign type thing, maybe once a month or twice a month, and then a periodic call back like, hey, remember that conversation that we had with you being receptive and open to EXP? Is this now a better time for us to have that conversation? But just staying in front constantly.
Definitely. All of that has been written for you in the form of email, text, and drip campaigns. So when AI is listening to your conversation, helps you categorize as hot, warm, and cold. Ryan, we think this is a hot lead. Boom. Are you comfortable labeling them as such? They immediately get incorporated into a drip campaign. We're in the 1st and the 15th. Once they're identified as a hot, warm, or cold prospect, that drip campaign is going to get sent out by you automatically twice a month. What's also going to happen if someone doesn't show up for a rating call? There's a 7-step automated email, video, it's an email, it's a sequential 7-step email process. Sorry, we were unable to connect what you had just talked about. And the first email is going to be sent out, in 3 days after they didn't show up. The next one, I think it's 5 days, and then a week on 7 different touch points. So what you're talking about is already incorporated into the system. But you can edit it. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I think it's great.
That sounds great.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
On that note, I'm like Ryan, and I've seen you on your calls specifically, receiving a call from someone you hadn't talked to in a while, who, and I assume that's from the drip campaign, right? Is that they kind of bubble back up to the top and they've received a pain point or something in their lives that makes them EXP interested again. And that's really what I want to do, is place all those people in there and just start dripping on them. And then, of course, calendaring them for follow-ups. But talk to me about what you found your best success practices on that, Eric.
So let's talk about how we categorize a lead. So a hot lead is someone who I believe is going to join my organization within 4 months. 4 months, I believe I'm getting buying signs that they're going to be joining me at EXP. A warm lead, 4 months to 12 months. They're going to join my organization. They're going to take a little bit more time. They're going to want to go maybe on a tech tour. I'm going to have to invest some time. They've got a couple of listings that they're waiting to sell before they move over. A cold lead is somebody who was probably warm or hot at one point in time, and they were probably downgraded. I no longer have any type of clarity when or if they're going to join my organization. But at one point in time, they were interested. This is what you're asking me, David. So I've downgraded them to a cold lead. I am not going to delete them from my system. What I'm going to do is automatically drip on them so I don't have to waste a lot of time, effort, and resources. And then what's going to happen is, through AI, it is going to register in my system that in a cold lead, I'm going to follow up, depending on my conversation with them, in 4 to 6 months. Once a quarter or every 6 months. I'm not going to invest time because they have given me, Eric, I'm no longer interested, I don't think, but stay in touch. You never know what the future holds. Okay, I'll circle back in 4 to 6 months. Make sense, David?
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Cold lead, I follow up in 4 to 6 months with a phone call. The rest, I let the system work its magic. I'm not going to invest a ton of time. I'm going to let the drip campaign gently stay in front of them so I remain top of mind. So what I have not done anymore, if you notice the drip campaigns, they've become very factual. I didn't like that. I liked having my head on a character's body because I think it made people laugh. The Wolf of Wall Street, me as Cupid and Valentine, right? People would call me. I think I had 70-something people reach out to me, go, that you as Cupid was the funniest thing I've ever seen. You want to use humor. Having said that, it becomes tricky because what we have to do then is put your head on that character's body. We're going to offer that as an option. We're going to farm it out to the people in the Philippines. It's probably going to be something like $10 a month. They'll take care of it for you if you want that option. I want to go back to that type of drip campaign. I don't want to me, it feels very stale right now. Everything is EXP or a happy holiday, right? I want to use humor and move away from and then come back, so would you allow me to spread the love with EXP as I have with Cupid? Something like that. It always comes back to EXP, but I want to use humor. I think it's important to invoke that. So I think it's an option that we'll make available. And if you're comfortable, with doing a little bit of graphic design, you could do it yourself. I don't do any of this myself. I farm it out. So when I use something like Pinata Farms, one of their memes, I farm that out, have my head on their body, and it's been a tremendous asset in helping me build my business.
A guy named, I'm sorry, Eric, didn't mean.
Oh no, Eric, go ahead.
A guy named Charlie Tremendous Jones made the statement, because he has speech impediment, but he was a very good motivational speaker. So
Mhm.
he learned how to make people laugh. And he said, if they're laughing, they're listening. He had to get them to look, get them to laugh to be able to understand what he was saying because he had
Yeah.
that type of speech impediment. And something else you had said about simplifying the system, not being so robust. I built a fairly large insurance company, and the funny thing is the more companies we added with the more diverse products, the less sales we had. So it got a little complicated. It wasn't complicated, it just created confusion with the agents, so they weren't as productive. So simplification with what you're saying with your system makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, I love what you just said, Eric. I'm a big believer, especially as I'm getting older. Maybe I'm getting more and more ornery. I've always believed that less is more. Less is more, less is more, less is more. I think when you take, even making a point, I think we as human beings, again, being habitual, we have a limited amount of this. We have to make our point quickly because I think our attention spans, especially as we get older, get less and less. We want to make our point and move on in the form of a question. So whether it's the system, whether it's your communication, remember that less is more. It will yield you the results that you want. Guys, I've got to jump on the prospecting call. I enjoyed this today. I hope that you got something out of this. That it was
Yes.
beneficial. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. For some of you who are coming to EXPCon, I'm going to be there. If you'd like to get together and meet for a drink or meet up and say hello, I'd love to meet you personally. Just hit me up in chat or text me. My number is 415-595-9000. I'd love to say hello.
Thank
Eric,
you, Eric.
is this recording being posted somewhere?
I will post it in a Tractify, Andy.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.